Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Foy. I'm a medical doctor, and I am the founder and director of the Coccyx Pain Center, or Tailbone Pain Center, at Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School. You can find me online at tailbonedoctor.com. And this is a short video talking about exercise and tailbone pain. I've treated thousands of patients with tailbone pain over the past roughly 20 years. And one question that lots of patients have is, how do they exercise if they have tailbone pain? Because exercising is really important for overall general fitness and body weight, and it's good for your heart, and it's good for your lungs, and it's good for your mind with endorphins and emotionally. But for patients who are suffering from tailbone pain, lots of them have concerns about flaring up or exacerbating their tailbone pain if they are exercising. And although there's not a lot of great exercises to do to help to decrease tailbone pain, there are unfortunately a couple of key things that unfortunately you can do to make tailbone pain significantly worse. And in this short video, we're going to talk about a few of those things so that you can do some relatively straightforward workarounds so that you can maintain your overall fitness level and yet to do that in a way that does not flare up or minimizes the chances of flaring up your tailbone pain. So first of all, is just to think about it in terms of avoiding sitting. So for 98% of my patients with tailbone pain, the vast majority of them have pain that is significantly worse while they are sitting, or especially if they're sitting leaning partway back. So what you want to do is think about avoiding those kinds of exercises, avoiding activities that require you to be sitting leaning partway backwards. And some of the things that come to mind, first of all, of course, would be things like cycling and rowing and things of that nature. But there's lots and lots of other exercises that you can do. So most patients with tailbone pain have no problem with walking, jogging, running, stairs, Stairmaster, swimming, pretty much any activity that you're not sitting and putting your direct body weight and pressure onto the tailbone. Most patients with coccydynia, tailbone pain, will do fine with those types of activities. Now, some people will say, well, I really love cycling. What can I do to continue cycling even though I have tailbone pain? First of all, we'll assume that you have a diagnosis for what's causing your tailbone pain, which the vast majority of the time with a appropriate medical evaluation, can do the appropriate workup to find that out. But let's go assume past that, and you're looking now to continue cycling despite the fact that you have whatever musculoskeletal or medical problem is causing your tailbone pain. Well, if you think about the seat of the bike, sitting on that seat of the bike is a significant potential source of pain for lots of people with coccydynia. So the things that you can do to work around that is to have a wider seat to the bike. What that's going to mean is that instead of the typical narrow bicycle seat where most of your body weight is put just on a very small area and right at the midline at the coccyx, a wider bicycle seat, like this one, basically is going to spread out the patient's body weight, the person's body weight, across a wider area, so less pressure directly onto the tailbone. Also, some seats will have a cutout or an indentation so that you're putting less of your body weight or pressure right onto the tailbone itself. You can look for that at your gym, or certainly any major cycling shop will be able to sell you bike seats that have a coccyx cutout or a coccyx indentation so that you're not putting your pressure there, or certainly you can find them online as well. So that's cycling. Other things with cycling, you can, if you're doing spin class, you can decide to do your cycling while you are standing up. So instead of sitting down during part of the spin class, you can stay standing for most or all of the spin class if you have the endurance and the leg strength and endurance to be able to do it that way. Rowing is another problem for patients with tailbone pain, so whether that's rowing a canoe, rowing a kayak, rowing machines, because you're sitting, and especially you're sitting leaning back and forth and especially rocking back and forth as you're rowing the canoe or the rowing machine or what have you. The things you can do to work around that, number one, of course, picking other activities, but if you really want to continue rowing, then some of the other alternatives would be to use a cushion with a coccyx cutout so that you don't have as much pressure onto the tailbone as you're going through and doing your exercise program. Alternatively, if you're thinking about things like weightlifting, If you're going to be lifting weights and you have tailbone pain, you want to think about lifting weights in a way that is not sitting down. That's probably one of the biggest take-home messages, certainly. So if you're going to be, let's say, doing biceps curls, you're going to be lifting weights and you're going to be exercising your biceps by doing biceps curls with a dumbbell or a barbell. If you're doing that activity while you're sitting down, and now you're doing your biceps curls, well, now what that's going to mean is that not only you're putting your own body weight onto your tailbone by sitting down, but now you have the weight that you're carrying as additional weight onto your tailbone, plus whatever movement as you're maybe rocking a little during your exercise. So the easy answer for that is do your weightlifting while you're standing up. You can usually work around that for the vast majority of activities. So now you're still getting your exercise. You're still doing, in this case, your biceps curls, but you're doing it while you're standing up, so you're not putting your body weight onto the tailbone. The other benefits of this is that now you're also going to be getting exercise for your core because your torso, your abdomen, your pelvis, your lower limbs all have to stabilize you while you're doing that activity, so you're actually getting a better workout and less likely to flare up your tailbone in the process. Other things, if you're thinking about sitting down and you're doing leg extensions on if you're sitting on a weight bench and you have weights that you're lifting to do leg extension activities, well, there's lots of other things you can do to exercise your quads, your thigh muscles without doing leg extensions while sitting on a bench. You can do simple squats. You can do lunges. There's lots of activities that you can do that can help you to get the exercise that you need or want, and yet doing that without putting direct pressure onto the tailbone. Other things to think about, again, just really goes back to the core idea of if you were going into a gym and you had wet paint on the seat of your pants and you didn't want to get that wet paint on any of the equipment, how could you still get a workout? And if you bring that kind of an attitude and approach, you yourself will be able to figure out what you can do as a workaround much of the time. Or if you're going to a health club and they have a fitness trainer there or athletic trainer, or certainly if you're working with a physical therapist, they would be able to help advise you as to activities so that you can work out all of the core or primary body regions, and yet to do that in a way that does not flare up or minimally chance of flaring up your tailbone pain. If you're interested in this topic, if you're interested in tailbone pain, there's lots more information you can read about. I have a whole book, 272 pages. It's all about the coccyx, and it talks about treatments for tailbone pain, causes of tailbone pain. There's a whole chapter in here about exercise and tailbone pain. So if you do not already have a copy of the book, certainly you can feel free to get a copy. You can buy it on Amazon, or currently at the time that I'm making this video, it's actually available for free. You just pay for shipping and handling, and that is available at tailbonepainbook.com. So Tailbone Pain Book, no spaces, tailbonepainbook.com. And if you're in the United States, it can ship, if you just pay for the shipping. It's not able to do international shipping, so for that you would go to the U.S. site for Amazon.com, and you'd be able to purchase a copy there. So again, lots of information in there if you're interested in the topic. And if you're interested in coming to see me at the Tailbone Pain Center, certainly you can find me online at tailbonedoctor.com. I hope this, or on Facebook at Tailbone Pain Center, and you can connect with us through there. So I hope this information is helpful for you, and hope that you find some relief and that you're able to do the exercises in the meantime to maintain your overall fitness and well-being. So hope that's helpful. Thank you. Bye-bye.